She has the
Ek0p is a
plot armor
god
right now. She's got the plot armor.
She's destined to win.
I don't know if you saw the matchup earlier with this game, but Ek0p had Prince, Shadow Step,
Okay, well, we already see the Prince.
and Shadow Step, Shadow Step,
Well, you got
Edwin. Like,
Prince
I've never
again.
seen a start that ridiculous.
But I think something more interesting to focus on is this Spellbreaker.
Yes.
I've been talking to
Yeah.
a lot of players downstairs, and they've said that Spellbreaker is a really good meta decision for this tournament, and I would agree.
Yeah.
Like,
I told you that like 5 minutes ago.
yeah, but like 10 other people have told me, so
Yeah.
that doesn't make you special, Ray, okay?
Ali straight up lost the last game because she played Void Lord. She thought she was safe, and Spellbreaker came down.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
I was with
Racy and I, on our other casts, were talking about how if, I believe one of the players, I believe it was Mitsuhide at the time, or it might have been, it was one of the players, if they had Spellbreaker at that moment in time, they would have just won the game.
Yeah.
And Spellbreaker is just, like you were saying, is a good meta decision right now for the reason that this Control Warlock is extremely popular.
Yeah. But popularity doesn't necessarily mean it's good, which is interesting, but...
You are a hater on this
I am a hater.
Control Warlock deck, man.
Dorsey, what is it about the Control Warlock that you just don't enjoy?
Is it all Control Warlocks or just Cube Blocks?
Who said I don't? Who said I hate it? Like the cube block analogy is if you've got a Rubik's cube and you can't do it, why try? So why play cube block? Because it just doesn't work.
So you don't have strong feelings of
It's just one of those
dislike towards
silly
it.
hype decks that everyone's like, oh, it's so good, but actually, it just sucks. But yeah,
So you don't hate it, but it just sucks.
it just sucks.
All right.
Is this an Edwin coming out? Oh, this
Yeah.
is a big Edwin.
Edwin.
This
Yeah,
is
this
really
is a
good
big
for
Edwin.
Ek0p right now.
That's why Help Me Out won yesterday because his first name's Edwin and Edwin has win in it, so you always win.
Oh, so if you play Edwin, you win.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Especially if you get it on turn 3 as a 6/6. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, but again, earlier on, Ali had to face down Prince, Shadow Step, Prince, Edwin.
So just facing down the Prince is actually a little better at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to face it down.
No.
But
I mean, even if they get Prince in this matchup, it's a bit like Freeze Mage against the Rogue. Like, you still have a reasonable chance of winning. Like,
Yes.
the Freeze Mage wins by either clearing the board or just Alexing them and killing them, right? And it's kind of the same with Warlock, right?
Ooh.
That's a good draw.
Is it? Spellbreaker?
Oh, okay.
But that means the Spellbreaker is not coming out on the
Sure, I agree.
Void Lord.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
just play it here every time. It's like, yeah.
It's also Spellbreaker is most likely a one-of.
And even if they Spellbreaker it, is it even that bad for you? You could use
Not really.
the
Yeah.
spell to kill the Spellbreaker, and then the taunt still contests the Edwin.
Yeah, and then you have Abyssal Enforcer
Exactly,
on 7 to
so-
clear up all the smaller minions.
Or you
that
can
the
Siphon on
opponents
6 as
develop.
well. It's kind of interesting, like, her lineup is quite weird. It's like kind of a bit control-y and a bit like off-meta with like the N'Zoth, for example. I don't think the N'Zoth is very meta right now, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't personally like the N'Zoth, but I see why the players are bringing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just bringing back Void Lord is really insane.
It's not insane, it is hella juicy.
It's juicy.
Yeah, he didn't silence that.
So he's
Interesting.
really valuing.
Yeah. He's
Wow.
playing the control game. It
Yes.
feels like the Kelesef buff he got gives him enough of a sufficient reason to not Spellbreaker that. And I find that quite interesting. But
Well, he won a game earlier because he held on to the Spellbreaker for such a long
sure,
time.
but then again, that's like a one-game sample size.
Sure.
Like, you can't be dictated by that.
Sure, but it's clearly part of his strategy for this tournament.
Sure, but I think that's incorrect. Like, if you look at the rest of his hand, is pretty much tempo. He had Sonya as well, so he could have traded the Spellbreaker in if his opponent had killed it and got one back for 1 mana, which is like infinitely better than the 4 mana one, as the body's irrelevant on Spellbreaker.
What do you think about not playing Doomsayer there? It would have gave you the initiative for the next turn, even though you don't have any clear play. You're not going to be having to.
Well, I think Alliestrasza is thinking that she didn't see the Spellbreaker last turn.
Yep.
So he probably doesn't have it. So what she could do is if he develops a card like Creeper or Scalebane, is she can do the Spellstone into the Doomsayer. Hopefully it goes off, and then she has the Abyssal Enforcer for follow-up.
Yeah, I can see that line, but also you got to remember that the odds of him developing multiple minions is pretty high, right?
That is true. Yeah.
So you don't have any clear board right now. Yeah, sure, you can draw into it, but like if you just play it now and she just tap passes, I think it's still fine because you can Abyssal on 7. Because you're arguing he could place like one big minion, and you have like double Siphon and the Spellstone to kill it as
I agree.
well. So even if you miss a turn, I don't think it's irrelevant. It just gives you +1 mana. So, and now it's just going to be dead probably.
And if the Doomsayer was played, it was go roll over into turn 7, where this wide board state would be cleared up by the Abyssal
Exactly,
Enforcer.
yeah.
Yep, I agree.
I think that it's not going to be dead. It's going to be +7 health, most likely. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it'll eat up the silence, but I think it'll definitely take 7 damage here. I think we're going to see a Spellstone.
Well,
after pirate.
The issue right now is you're kind of in an awkward position where you force yourself to now go with this Doomsayer play.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're taking way too much damage, and the Abyssal Enforcer might just finish you off next turn.
You've got to remember, we're also in a position of having basically empirical evidence on what each player has.
Yes.
So, like, from their point of view, like, they can't see anything. Like, the players become much less obvious. Whereas to us, they seem quite obvious. So you've got to remember that.
Well,
remember that, chat.
They are still value. Like, 7 health.
It's decent.
That's a lot of health.
And she has Abyssal next turn as well, so, like...
But is it as much health as 9 health? With 3 healths? That's a lot of
what
health.
are you talking
Well,
about?
that's
I just wanted to make a reference to Void Lord because I love the card.
Yeah.
Right. Void Lord.
He calls it Void Daddy.
It's Void
Void
Daddy.
Daddy.
Wait, it's Void Walkers in a trench coat, right?
No.
That's something
No, we figured out that it's actually a seahorse
Ah, yeah, that
That
makes much more sense.
summons the Void Walkers.
A seahorse.
Seahorse.
That's why it's Void Daddy.
This is why you're an NA player.
I think it's
George, we're in the
there.
same group. You're about to see what NA can do.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Ooh.
which group are you guys in?
He's going to use his 5-game sample size to prove he's better than me.
Exactly.
George with the sample sizes today.
Yes, George, I will be results driven. Yes.
So, yeah, like, Abyssal isn't going to full clear unless he plays another minion. But it's still going to pretty much all clear and set up a good coil, so Abyssal's going to come down almost guaranteed, unless she draws Hellfire. But even then, I'd still play the Abyssal.
This is still just so good.
And does she even run Hellfire?
Oh.
I don't know. That's why I thought Ek0p might be holding onto the Spellbreaker earlier, was to play around the Hellfire.
True, actually. Because we don't know, right? Like, maybe we did know if we'd watched the entire last series.
I don't
when they played each
recall
other.
seeing one
But
last
I because how would you fit in, like, N'Zoth and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah, something has to be cut.
and you're running Dreadlords as well. Like,
Dreadlords, Defile, yeah.
I mean, you always
There's
do
2
a Defile.
siphons.
Yeah, of course. But, like, you don't necessarily need the Hellfire as well as the Defile
Yeah, obviously.
and the Dreadlord
I
and
knew what
the
you meant.
Abyssal Enforcer.
I knew what you meant.
I'm assuming she's
And the
also
Gul'dan.
hacky, too.
Yeah.
And the Mortal Coil.
Well, that, yeah,
Let's just start naming cards.
They're not board clears, but sure. It's yeah. I get it.
Sonya's a good card, huh?
I love Sonya.
Yeah.
I think it's well designed, but, like, I think for the cost and its ability, I'd rather see it, like, doubled, like a 6-mana 4/4 or something.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, it's just, you play little dudes and you drop it on 3.
Well,
and
what's
you just
also
trade.
crazy about it is in this select deck, you can play something like Deckhand or Patches, and if this
trade
card
like a
lives on
million
turn
times.
3,
Yeah.
you just put the Patches in 5 times to kill anything.
You just haha them.
and then
4
your
times.
Corridor Creeper is free.
Corridor Creeper. Yeah.
Creeper
Good
gang,
card.
Creeper gang, Creeper gang.
No.
I kept mine in the mulligan.
Please stop.
Hit the board on turn 3 again.
Better than
I
a
think I'm
Cobalt
about to win
Scalebane.
the game. Better than a Cobalt Scalebane.
No.
Please.
No,
Creeper gang,
no.
Creeper
What's
gang.
funny is that George C is actually mouthing the lyrics along with Dr. J right now. You guys can't see that.
Exposed.
That is actually happening.
All right, so I think he just taps and siphon, or maybe you siphon and then coil and then play the 2/2 because the 2/2 contests the 2/3. Then the Dreadlord will kill the 2/1.
This is really where Master Oakheart shines.
Yeah, right.
is
The one
matchups
thing,
like
the
this.
one thing that Alliestrasza might have to consider though is if she plays Rin, it's not going to necessarily pull out a Void Lord. So I don't know if she plays Rin or not.
I don't think
she does.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay.
She does, so she might want to guarantee the Void Lord.
But is it
over
actually
the
that
Rin.
relevant? Because we know he has the Spellbreaker, so using our knowledge, the Spellbreaker would silence the Void Lord anyway, and it's going to silence the Rin. So it's arguably better that it pulls Rin, because then it baits the silence. Then
Oh, that could have been a bad draw because now... that
There'll be a
means-
You'd
You
rather
might
have
do
the Mistress and Mixtures on the board.
Oh, okay.
So actually, maybe the Rin's better, because it might bait the silence.
Bait the silence.
And then you can play the Void Lord, or whatever it's called.
I don't think you will bait the silence though. Like Ek0p's just been so careful with the Spellbreakers.
He's
so
been
far.
almost too careful.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, there is a degree of carefulness, and this is like, you know,
He's using his 1-game sample size.
he's surpassing the space-time metric.
Tiptoeing. He's tiptoeing in his boards.
It's like when you have Galactic Crawler in your hand and you know your opponent plays pirates and you just hold the Galactic Crawler for the whole game and they never have a pirate, but you could have played it earlier on.
Joke's on you, they didn't have pirates.
They're running Pirate Warrior without the pirates.
Exactly, it's Weapon Warrior.
Yeah, Weapon Warrior.
So, is this game pretty much over, or is there something I'm missing here? Like, it looks to me like Allie's got this pretty stable.
Well, she has no board clear, which is potentially an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like, the 1/1s do chip away quite reasonably, and that Shadow Step with the Leroy turns into 12 all of a sudden. So, I think this game you'll be able to see a clear winner in the next 2 turns.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
The Spellbreaker is going to be huge here because if Void Lord comes down next turn.
Yeah.
And that's really it. I mean, Ek0p can just Spellbreaker, push face damage, and he still has a Shadow Step. But even if he doesn't get Leroy or something, he could Shadow Step the Bone Mare after trading, and or he could Shadow Step Spellbreaker or something, like if he's really that afraid, which would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, hello.
All right, so what can we do with this? Play the Mistress, coil the 6/4. That would be a full board
No,
clear,
just
right?
just tap Siphon, double one drop. You go to 17.
Wow,
you heal
okay.
for 8. You go to 25.
Does Allie
How
want
do
to
you die?
tap though?
Why wouldn't you? You want Ghoul Man.
I've learned.
You have
to overthink
you have
the
on his
goal.
off,
Yeah.
Sure.
and that summons Ren.
Does it? Because it's been silenced. Does it work like that?
It.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
if
it
he's
still comes
trolling.
back from the
Does
reserve.
it?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
But
it does.
serious
Believe me,
question.
guys.
I'm sorry. Do I even need to prove NA's better tomorrow?
It definitely silenced the Theta minions do come back from reserve.
You
This is
play
looking good
small.
for you, Jace.
This is looking real good for me. George C's gonna go to silence my Void Lord and then kill him and be like, why'd it come back? Why'd it come back?
And from Gordon too, also comes back. No.
He didn't silence the demon tag. He didn't silence. Production, can we mute George C?
George is just here stunned. He's just like, oh no,
Oh no.
They got me.
they got me.
So
That second Void Lord.
that second Void Lord is
Pretty
good.
handy.
And if you get rid of the Spellbreaker, there's no chance of Shadow Step.
Yeah.
So I like it.
I mean, you can also clear here. You can trade Void, or you can hit Void Lord into the 4/4, hit face with the Mistress, and then you can Defile and Mortal Coil.
The issue with trading though is you die to Leroy Shadow Step
You can clear the entire board.
because
Right?
Leroy has one extra attack.
No, you
remember?
can play Mistress. You can gain 8 health.
Oh, you want to play the
you
other
can-
Mistress?
You can
and
trade
then...
the trade the Mistress into the 4/4. Trade the 3/6 into the 6/6.
Yeah, I like this
Play
too.
Mistress, coil your own Mistress, and then go Defile. You go to 14. You don't die to Leroy Shadow Step because it's
Yeah.
13, and you play Nazoth next turn to resummon the taunts.
I like that, but I also
Oh,
like
the
this too.
Spellbreaker is still on the board.
Yeah, that thing is
Yeah.
about to get Shadow Stepped.
But,
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Oh
wow.
my gosh.
okay, it's not lethal though, and next turn Alliestrasza can trade in the first Void Lord and then play
Yeah,
it as well.
yeah.
This
Potentially.
all could have been prevented.
No, I think Alliestrasza's in a command.
Yeah, you should always use protection, kids.
Find your safety, buddy.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. I just didn't like leaving the Spellbreaker on the board for this exact reason right
I just
here.
like my play. But you got to remember, like, we can see it now with no pressure. And while you're in that situation, calculating that sort of
Oh,
stuff,
Defile maths is not easy in this throw at the moment.
it's just quick maths at the end of the day, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. 2 + 2 = 4.
Thank you, Dr. J.
Does it really?
-1, that's 3.
Emmanuel Kant would disagree. He says maths is entirely subjective, but we'll leave that.
That's a discussion for another day.
Might be a good idea, yeah.
All right.
A little
learning
bit
that in
deep for
school?
SeatStory Cup.
You learning that?
All right. I mean, Allie just trades in the Void Lord, and then she can Nazoth get more. There's no way that you assume Ek0p can Shadow Step again.
We're assuming she knows the interaction.
What about
by the way.
Brewmaster?
Oh yeah, she definitely does.
But
about
she'd
Brewmaster?
get Rin back in
The
addition.
4-mana Brewmaster, by
Is
the
there
way.
any Warlock
there's no
card that
way.
bounces it back to the hand?
No.
Concede?
No.
I'm trying to find Swashbuckler outs over here.
No, I don't think that...
I'm pretty sure Allie's smarter than.
Swashbuckler into
Swashbuckler.
Doom.
She'll see it.
Into Cabal.
There you go. Nazoth coming down immediately. One Void Lord, one Rin.
I'm sorry, you mispronounced it. It's Void Daddy.
Void Daddy.
Oh my god.
One Void Daddy.
Void Daddy.
Is this over?
I think Ek0p can't get through this.
There is always the potential
I was
out.
playing Slayer though.
I will say though, there is always the potential out
One of the better draws.
of Swashbuckler into Fellfire. Oh wait, there's a Mistress on the board. Never mind.
That
No, it still
Mistress
works.
is probably done.
Does it work like that? It depends.
That one I do not know.
No,
That
it does. It does. He heals the 4 because it's like
Yeah.
true
He
silver
heals
attack.
back up to 4,
It's
yeah.
like true
That's
silver
right.
attack
Yes.
into explosive trap, right? Yeah.
So what card deals 5 to the face that you can find from Warlock?
Mm,
Because you're out right now as a Swashbuckler card.
There is one out. Ali just slips the mouse, it hits the bottom right, and then she quickly tries to grab it, and then it goes to the left, and then it clicks the middle, and she's like,
If that actually happened in a Hearthstone tournament, that would be
the greatest meme.
the greatest meme.
oh, that's what I would call it. That would be sad.
It's just a feels bad, man, right?
feels super bad.
Feels NA, man.
Okay, so Ek0p, he's just going through the motions here. I mean, he doesn't know that Allie has...
He doesn't know that the full
AoEs.
Warlock hand has one spell for AoE.
Ali can clear most of this just using her bullet anyway, right?
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
trade the 2/2.
For those that didn't just see this, Falcone literally dragged his finger over the trades on the current screen to make sure that 1 equals 1.
Yes. that was why I used my finger. That's why.
I think he was trying to help us because we've
I don't know. He's trying to
shown
help
some lack of
George see.
knowledge here.
That's what I get for trying to be subtle about it. But thanks, thanks, Ray.
Well, I was trying to help you out there.
I think with this pickup though, it really, there's really like no out now. I mean, maybe there's still like the potential swashbuckler into Doom, just something crazy, absurd.
I shouldn't be able to play this.
You know what's pretty crazy, pretty absurd? Yog.
Right, be quiet.
Well, she would have a or Ek0p would have a turn.
Well, that's a good card.
Yeah, that's.
I rate that 8 out of 8. Nice turn.
Dorsey, is this a state of the game where if you were on ladder, you'd start twisting nethering your own board?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, just look at this.
I mean, Ali's finger could slip, right? Just like the concede.
Yeah, nice meme. Alright. I can't use my own meme, alright? If I can only be original.
I could try.
You've gotten this far. But yeah, this game's over.
Well, let's see the swashbuckler.
Alright.
I'm ready.
Oh,
You're close.
It was close. It was a pirate.
Yeah.
It was a 1 mana pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there we go.
So Ek0p has what left? He has Warlock and Mage, is it?
I don't believe we've seen the ban for this one.
No, he has Mage 100%. I can't remember his last class.
It would have been on screen a second
Yeah, it
ago,
was, yeah.
anyway. But Ali taking the first win. This is big. She lost this matchup earlier. And
She's focused.
Ek0p didn't perform that well with his Q block.
Cube.
Oh, come on. It's a great name.
It is.
It's a horrendous name.
It is a name.
So, Allie, I mean, after beating Kalento 2, you have to have a huge
Plot
just
armor?
a mental boost. Like, that feels so good.
Oh, I agree. If you beat someone you consider to just be
I-
high tier in the game.
I don't mean to cut you off there, but what is this deck?
Oh, you actually did mean to cut me off.
I absolutely wanted to cut. I'd rather cut George C off. But yeah.
Falcone was thinking this whole cast, when do I get to cut Dr. J off?
So, Big Spell Mage is something that I do not believe we've seen yet.
Yeah, we saw it. He played it in the preview.
He played
Oh, he saw- of
one of the
course.
previous series, but
Against
the
their
one
area.
thing with Big Spell Mage is Hotmeoff told me to play this deck, and I queued it up on ladder and lost like 5 games in a row. And I
Playing
said,
decks
I'm never
helped me. I've
playing
told you
this.
to play.
I know, right?
Blood Warriors lul.
Okay. That wasn't his fault. That was Rage.
That was Rage's fault.
I'm kidding, all right? Let's just calm down.
I don't think you were.
You can never know.
That's
I'm
true.
just actually curious. Can someone please answer why there's a Leyline Manipulator in the deck? What does that discount?
Kabbalist Tome. Maybe.
But does he play
Book.
Kabbalah Stone?
I'm just. It's a expensive spell card, right?
Yeah.
There may be babbling
I
books.
think
Maybe.
he might, like... Yeah.
Well, I saw that there was a Pyros in the deck. So you can have a 4-mana
Yeah.
6/6.
It's another arena deck, all right?
I'm afraid I completely missed the game earlier, but Ek0p's turn 4 is looking good. Coin out Dragons. What's it called? Dragon's Fury?
Well, his hand's pretty reasonable in this matchup. He's got the Jaina as well, which could be quite important. Because this game's probably goes the distance.
I think Ali...
Didn't Ali mulligan away Gul'dan as well?
Did she really?
Yeah, she did, yeah. That's a mistake.
Yeah, Gul'dan is one of the most important cards in this matchup.
It is arguably the most important after Rin, presuming Rin doesn't get...
Like, honestly, this
Bullied.
turn, if she didn't have it in her hand or she didn't mulligan away, I would probably go Kobold, tap, just to find that card.
There's actually a
Because-
chance that she doesn't know what this mage deck is. They did play their games at the same time. Unlike usually where we do winners and losers separately.
But Toida probably would have told her, right?
I expect so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how
I
many
hope
times-
so. And definitely, like, I would strongly advise in situations like this that players, if it's a open format like this, I'm sure most players, but not all players, just look back at the VODs.
It's actually
immediately.
legal to stream snipe.
There was no time though. Like they
Yeah,
Was there
literally
really no
played
time?
their
Okay.
matches against each other at the same time.
Okay, that's
and then
fair.
Jumped straight into the.
Falcone wants to get re-signed.
All right, let's Mortal Coil our own 2/1.
No.
I
Because
mean,
you gotta
tab,
remember-
right?
Rin always gets polyed, in theory, right? So if you keep tapping, you're just going to fatigue, and Gul'dan probably doesn't beat Jaina, as long as the mage can clear. But it is Q block, so, you know, things happen, right? And she runs Nazoth, so I guess tapping is
This isn't
fine.
Q block.
No, this isn't Q.
E-Cops is Q block.
Ek0p's is Q block.
Ek0p's is Q block.
Oh, wow.
This is just control.
Yeah, because Allie wouldn't be playing the Despicable Dreadlords if it was Q block.
Yeah, true.
She'd be playing the cube.
The cube.
And the Doom Guard.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Ali actually banned this mage earlier, and
Oh, so she has to know what the mage is now.
yeah. So that's just what made me think of it, right?
This is
Look at this Yeti.
Yeti.
It's not a Yeti, it's an elemental Yeti.
Is this 2014 or something? Am I missing something?
No, in 2014 we played them on turn 3 after we wild growth.
Yeah.
And we could innervate them out on turn
Alright,
1.
can we just
They innovate
stop?
coin on turn 1.
Like, you're just giving me nightmares now.
Like the Stone Ages.
5 mana auction, 4 mana Leroy.
Were you playing Hearthstone back then, Falcon?
Yeah, I was.
We were. I wasn't.
Really?
No. Okay,
Where did you start?
I started when Standard got announced.
Oh wow, that's really late.
Really? Wow.
You're
I was late to the party.
That explains why
But I
it's so
came in
bad.
with a big explosion. How do I know more interactions than you, George C?
You're gonna have to find a new explanation.
I
for
came
me,
from
George.
school, okay?
I came from school.
You just flew in from school this morning.
I
You're gonna
did.
fly home after.
Yeah. Every day.
Every day.
Spent 20 racks on airplane tickets.
No.
Did you spend 10 racks on that airplane ticket?
20.
Was it 10K there and 10K back?
Yeah, first class Emirates. It was good, man.
Oh, God. All right, so what do you think is going to be played here? The Despicable Dreadlord could come down and just kind of sit there, or you could go with the Doomsayer play that gives you initiative on the following turn. What do you think is better, Jace?
I like tapping. So tapping Doomsayer seems better. We need to find this Gul'dan.
Yeah.
If Alliestrasza wants to win this game, she needs to find Gul'dan. Gul'dan is so important.
Do you think that Ek0p is particularly favored in this matchup?
I am not quite experienced in the big mage
Yeah, that's why I'm asking
versus
you.
I think-
control
I'm not
warlock.
answering it myself.
It purely depends on his list, I think. Because the fact that Gul'dan summoning the demons and then Nazoth summoning the death rattles is effectively like 2 Gul'dans, plus the Gul'dan hero power is probably better than Jaina's if played correctly. So
I agree.
I think from what we know now, it should be favored by Ali. But then again, like, someone could mess up. Ek0p could be running a card that we've missed so far. Or Ek0p could just, I don't know, get fortunate and Ali just never draws Gul'dan on his off in time.
And
So-
that's a point we can come back to with the mulligan phase.
Yeah.
If Ali was presented the option of keeping Gul'dan, maybe
She was. It was
keeping-
a middle card, and the card to the left.
Is
was the
there any
2/1.
way that Ali could have played this game where she kept the Gul'dan, didn't do anything, and then just played it on 10 and hero powered and beat Ek0p and fatigue?
It depends, because this isn't freeze mage, right? They are going to apply pressure, and you do need appropriate removal for the pressure.
That's fair.
So, like,
How much pressure do they play though?
I mean, they have Yetis, dude. Like, those hit you pretty hard from 2014.
So,
They have 4/4s as well. Like, Jaina summons 3/6s. Like,
But you have to give Jane a card to summon a 3/6. What if you just didn't give him a card?
That's true.
I mean, you can
You just
ping
kept
your-
burning
you can ping-
cards.
You can ping your own dudes as well. Like, it's not actually that far out of reach.
so I think if Ek0p, if he plays double polymorph in his deck,
Yeah,
which he most likely
He does. We've seen double poly.
if he uses the polymorph on Rin, and then he uses the other one
You play
on
that now?
a Void Lord, Gul'dan does not resummon them. So,
She just slams it, right? There's
Yeah,
a Doomsayer on the board.
You have
She
to. Yeah, you
absolutely
slam it.
slams
If,
it.
she
Well,
does, if she does not
now you
play it
just
here,
win.
I'm going to be
Right.
so shocked. If she does not play here,
You're going to tell her off.
it's like a guaranteed win. I'm pretty sure. If you no.
Oh,
Ay,
okay.
ay, ay.
George just left the cast.
Right, I'm leaving, boys. See you later.
He's actually taking his.
George, have a good night. Don't be late for school tomorrow.
I will. my plane leaves in 2 hours. My jet is waiting for me.
really? I figured your bedtime was like in 20 minutes.
Dude, I spent 400,000 racks on that jet.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
So yeah, but playing that Rin there was just not playing that Rin there was just wrong. Like, Siphon just has so much more value potentially. Like, there was literally no logic to not playing Rin
Well,
there.
the thing with getting Rin down that early as well is you guarantee have the spells that they cannot interact with.
Yeah, and also, like, now Polymorph is a real threat.
Yes.
And if Ek0p gets Polymorph now, 100% punish. And I would probably say it's deserved.
You also can play the spells next turn and get to the guy that says destroy your opponent's deck.
Yeah, it's
And that's a pretty good card against a mage deck that needs its deck.
Yep.
it just says bottom right, buddy, yo. And, like, on the
10
go.
mana, 10-10, bottom right, buddy, yo.
Yeah, getting that Neville's meme in there.
And then Ek0p's going to need to spend 10 racks on a new deck.
Yeah.
You're really overdoing this one.
He's going to spend 10 racks on, like, PTSD or something. Like, counselling.
Okay, so
Just think of the dynamic of the game now if she'd played Rin. Like, she could just be chill, play some 2-2s, play some 3-3s,
Whoa,
and then play
whoa,
the big
whoa,
boy.
whoa, whoa.
yes, but that doesn't happen.
It's
So
turn
we have
9, so Void Daddy needs to come down.
I mean, I don't think so. What does it do?
It's Void Daddy.
I'd rather have the Rin 2-2 into the 3-3,
I mean, I agree
4-4.
with you, but it's Void Daddy.
Sure.
Hey, daddy.
You forgot the Void.
Sorry.
Production, can someone please?
You just play a 4-4 here, right? You don't play both. Still.
Yeah, I think one is
Like
good.
Hellfire, if he plays both, like Hellfire into the
Defile.
no, not into the Defile, into the
Or,
Dreadlord. The Dreadlord.
yes.
But then it sets the 3-4 to 1 health. But that would be some next level read if he plays both to bait the Hellfire into the thing. No, he doesn't even play any WoW. He feels this is enough pressure, and I potentially be inclined to agree.
I would agree too.
The issue is if Ali just dropped Gul'dan now, even for like almost next to no value, like these 3/6 is going to die fast.
It's just so rough that she didn't keep Gul'dan. I feel like this game would have panned out so much in her favor.
I think
right
there's
now.
no logic to not keeping it, right? Like, maybe there is, and maybe I'm silly.
Maybe she prioritized getting Rin over it.
Sure, but then if she prioritized getting Rin over it, she'd understand that Polymorph is such a big threat to Rin, and she would have played Rin on the turn the guy played Doomsayer. Ek0p
I mean,
played
I
Doomsayer.
agree.
So there's flaws in like all these different lines.
But she's probably thinking about things at least.
Sure.
So here, Allie, she can drop Rin this turn. Obviously, it's scary to do that when your opponent could be playing Polymorph. Or you know they're playing Polymorph. They could have it in their hand. They have a pretty big hand. But if you don't play it now, when do you actually play it? Because I feel like the longer you wait, the more likely they are to have it. And you could try to bait them out, which might be what she goes for now. Just to try to play minions that can bait out the Polymorph. Because if she can do that and bait out maybe at least one Polymorph, she might feel safe.
Okay, that's why Leyline Manipulator is played, is because of Cabal Courier and Cabal's Tome.
Sure.
I didn't realize both of those were in the deck. I figured Cabal's Tome probably was with the Leyline, but I didn't know Cabal Courier was as well.
Tome makes sense in a deck which you're trying to fill with expensive spells.
You could go, for example, like Meteor Ping, Killer 1-3, play the Raven Familiar. That isn't horrendous.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Like, it keeps both your current water elemental quite healthy. Whereas this kind of clogs your hand, makes things a bit messy.
What are those? Okay, those aren't that good.
That's,
I mean, you can actually sim. You can sim that 0 mana, right? That's how it works. And you play 2 of them, and you conceal 1 still. And you summon a 3/6.
I feel like you'd rather have the Simulacrum on the Cabal Courier for value.
Mind Blast.
Ooh, Mind Blast. That's pretty good against Warlock.
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
so
what-
much healing in this deck now, though. It depends
mean-
how carefully Ali plays it.
If Ali had information from the previous games, she'd probably know that Ek0p doesn't really run any burn, so then maybe not play around it. Because like Mind Blast into the 2 damage into hero power is 8. Like 8 is not a fireball, right? Fireball is 7 with the hero power. So maybe that would be better. But I
That's
can see
quick
why you pick
maths.
Entity as well. Is that quick maths? How
That's
quick
quick
is it though?
maths.
How quick is it?
It's pretty quick.
Those two.
You said that pretty quick.
Did I?
Yeah.
Would Raddy say it faster?
I mean, Radu's a rap god, so yes.
Yeah. He called me a good Christian boy.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm being bullied.
I don't think that's being bullied.
I didn't know if it was a compliment or not. Like,
I think it's a compliment.
I do. He's just like, yeah. He's an enigma yet to be solved. He is the
Would you
cube
say he's a
block.
he's a Rubik's cube waiting to be solved?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this
Maybe
game,
you
right,
find a way to defile off your Ren.
Oh, no. Maybe.
I mean, I feel like Alliestrasza needs to kill the Ren off on her turn.
Wait, she has double defile, so that actually might change the maths. Hold on. Let me do some quick maths. Okay. No, yeah. Rin double defile, right? That works.
Oh man, is she going for it?
Okay,
my God.
this is confusing though for the reason that
If this doesn't work out, this is going to be illegal. Oh, it does work out.
Oh,
All right, so this is confusing though for the reason that why didn't she just play it into the
Make
Doomsayer?
mistakes, Jace.
Like, this is impressive, though. Like, we've seen Akawanda mess up a defile earlier. We've seen Ek0p mess
That's
up
fair,
his defile
that's
in the
fair.
previous series.
Well,
This
another
one
thing
went
is
right.
maybe she was going about the game and then she realized that, oh wait, he runs polymorph. I need to do this. So at least at least she's recovering from something earlier, which is good to see.
I can agree with that, yeah.
That was a very smart play by Alliestrasza, and now she's most likely just going to start the sealed chain and try to
You do have to be worried about counterspell.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That came off of the Kabbalah Stone.
Even mana bind.
Oh, is that a good card? Someone tell me. But it doesn't pull out anything of significance, though, because both Void Daddies have gone, theoretically, because it's in her hand.
And the Rin's gone.
But maybe you play it anyway, because it gets you closer to N'Zoth and closer to Gul'dan.
I think I guess the Fatigue War doesn't really matter at this point. You just play around counterspell.
I like that.
I mean, like, why you could just develop a Void Daddy. I thought you said you like Void Daddies. I mean, it's weak to polymorph, so whatever, but, you know. I
mean, I like just getting blown up my opponent's deck, too. That feels really good.
The Void Daddy meme earlier was a meme. I agree with playing the seals. Right. You don't always play Void Daddy.
It's tricky. It's tricky to decide, though, because Allie has to work out whether she's applying pressure or whether she's trying to get these seals going, because if she just goes with the seals and Ek0p starts to apply his pressure, then she might actually have to
The issue is Ek0p he doesn't really have pressure.
Well, that's true.
His deck really doesn't have pressure.
I mean, that was definitely correct to start playing the seals. Like, Ek0p has 14 cards left. By the time, the quickest possible time...
Now that's pressure.
She could complete it by is in how many turns? 4 turns or something. So she'd burn like 9 or 8 cards, depending on how much.
That's a lot.
That is a juicy amount.
That's 9 or 8 more cards than 0.
Like 8 is a decent percentage of his like, what is that? 26.66% or something like that.
That's some quick maths.
That's some quick maths, George C.
Really? Is it though? No, someone's gonna.
No, I think it's 26.2345.
Right. Just be quiet.
Repeating.
Repeating, of course.
By the way.
All right, so Ek0p's trying to ping off his own elemental here.
Oh, I like it. We're sealing it up. We're casting some ancient rituals over here.
Didn't even hesitate there.
How does your good Christian boy self feel about these rituals going on right now?
Oh, they're just satanic, aren't they? It's just no.
Just no.
Just no.
So can Ek0p apply enough pressure so that Allie cannot complete the seals? I think he can, especially with that top deck. I think it's LNS.
I wonder how many spells over 5 mana have been played.
Wait, can you tell me the name of the cards to the far left of Allie's hand?
Okay, Alana.
Dragon Caller Alana.
I don't know why I thought it was Alana.
The cards to the far left of Alliestrasza's hand.
What are they?
Twisting Nether.
And what is
Worst Doom?
The problem is, though, if she plays Twisting Nether, she's not playing the seal.
But isn't that irrelevant?
It's fine, but it's just one less card that she's removing.
I mean,
it's one less turn that she's...
She gets a 10, even if she removes like 3 or 4 cards, the fact that it puts them immediately into fatigue, and then all you need to do is just click that button, you know? Good old Gul'dan.
Ooh, so many choices.
Let's get gold dangerous, George C.
Let's just blow up this board, and then let's have some
What
fun.
comes back from Gul'dan right now? 2 4/5s?
The demons from the seals.
Yeah.
The demons from the seal. Oh, so this is kind of risky.
This might mess up the maths if she's played more than
this
6
will not be
demons.
quick maths. This will actually take long maths.
Wait, how many? Right, life coach style. Okay, yeah. 2 3/9s, right? No, 1 3/9.
No, 1 3/9.
1 3/9. 2
3
4
1 3s.
3 1 3s.
2 4/5s.
That's
a
already
2 2, a
6.
3 3, a 4 4.
I don't know, guys. These are just numbers. I don't know what's going on right
that's
now.
9 cards.
To the 7th power.
To the 7th.
Divided by the square root of pi. If we throw in the imaginary number I, and then
and that's
we derive it from the derivative of e to the x. You done calculus yet in school, George C? You doing calculus right now?
Did you do school even?
No. Did the School of Hard Knocks.
Well,
kids.
that worked out, right?
Program.
Yeah, that was...
Regardless of the maths, that worked out. We got a Void Lord down. We got plenty of...
How many of the Vulgar Homunculuses had died? Was it 1 or 2? I think it was only 1, but I can't quite...
I mean, either way, that was an insane
that's
rule.
That's 61 effective power right there.
That's quick math.
That's quick math.
Including the Death Rattle from the card that was just polymorphed. 61 total stats. I don't know what the attack and health is. The health is disproportionate to the attack, but still. I'll take a 10 mana, gain 5, get the best hero power in the game, play 61 worth of stats. I like that.
Seems good.
Play, 7 taunts, excluding the polymorph?
I also think Gul'dan looks cooler now.
Gul'dan looks, yeah.
Looks baller.
But change the way he looks.
Does he have a chain around his neck?
No, he spent 10 racks on a new chain. Just look at him. Look at that chain, dude.
How much do you think his staff costs?
Where did he source those skulls from, though? There must be Ivory, right? But then Ivory's illegal, isn't it?
Alright, so we see the hero power come out. Frost Elemental gets created. And some trades happening. Crossing over the board. So that way he doesn't lose his board next turn to trades. And now Allie has to...
Oh, she is sealing it up. She is sealing this game.
Couldn't she just clear the board and then just play 2 seals and then play the 10-turn? Because then if she clears the board, it prompts the Dragon Caller. Because you're presuming he has to run that card. So then he plays a Dragon Caller to say, this is my best opportunity to play it. And then she can use the second twisting and play the 2.
I wonder if there's any way she would die here.
I think that might be a little bit of overthinking, to be honest, George. Like, she can play the last 2 seals. She can blow up the deck next turn.
10 damage. Like, that Simulacrum hasn't been revealed. That could be Pyro. She could die, right?
3, 6,
yeah.
10, 14.
14 on board.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Quick maths.
Quick maths.
That's why you go to school, kids.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah.
I think Ek0p actually still has a chance in this game right now because he fills up the board. He's forcing Allie to make a decision here. If she wants to play the blow up your deck guy, then she'll most likely die.
Is there a secret up right now?
There is.
Wait. Oh, we know it's not counter.
It's Mirror Entity.
It's Mirror Entity.
Which makes it even more difficult.
Well, it's even worse for Allie trying to get to this 10-10 because...
Oh, yeah, she plays the 10-10.
If she plays the 10-10, she gives Ek0p a 10-10.
But why would you play the 10-10 here? You'd have to be insane.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, of course, George.
So it's going to be Twisting Nether ping this turn, and
Yes.
then hopefully Alma comes down, and then the second Twisting Nether with another ping. That would give Allie a shot if that's the sequence of things.
Have you already tested for counterspell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because we've been playing the seals.
Yeah,
I was just adding some context for the new viewers, all right?
Welcome, new viewers.
Yeah, if you're tuning in from
Welcome
other
to the stream.
we're just watching.
If you haven't followed, I'd appreciate the follow. Yeah.
You at least say your Twitter. Like,
No, to the channel.
Yeah, to the channel. Like,
Take
not
TV.
as selfish as I thought. It's fine.
George C _HS Hearthstone George C is not going to be a sellout, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a paid promotion.
Oh, God.
Who's paying?
So, Ek0p wants to apply enough pressure so that Allie starts getting into fatigue, and then is forced to play the 10 drop when she takes a critical amount of fatigue. And that also gives him the bonus for drawing more cards. So, the deck destroyer destroys less of said deck.
Does he even destroy a deck at all at that point?
Yeah, he just destroys like 2 cards.
Destroys like a hand.
I'd rather run Skulking Geist.
So do you think that Ek0p here can ever dump his hand enough to Simulacrum the Dragon Caller?
No, because you'd have to play the Pyrus twice, right? Which would require a lot of mana.
Oh, no. You can play the Pyros.
No spells left.
Simulacrum.
The same turn you
The
play
same
it.
turn you play it.
Sure.
So I think
guess that's what he's
what
trying to
gonna
do,
go
right?
for. Yeah.
Then he should sequence the... No, yeah, he shouldn't sequence the Doomsayer beforehand. Because he wants to put enough pressure now that if she plays the deck Destroyer anytime soon, she might just be under threat of dying. Like, he has 10 damage now, like 3 isn't that much of an ask. Considering she now knows Ek0p has a Kabbalist Tome. A Kabbalist Tome would have to give him, what, Frostbolt or Fireball? And that would be the game.
If Allie knows it's one of the secrets that interacts with minions, she can just play the Mistress, Hellfire, and ping off the Harrison.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think it's either block or entity, right? I think those we've tested for every single one. Maybe.
It could be something like the explosive runes. It could be Potion of Polymorph. No minion has been played.
You can test it with the Mistress, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Test it with the Mistress.
Or if
then
you're scared
see
of
what
that,
it
you can
is.
test it with the 2/4. You can go 2/4.
Well, I think testing with the Mistress is the best because if it is Mirror Entity, you gain a 4 extra
Yeah,
health,
yeah.
which is really good right now.
But we tested for VIII Nation as well because we hit face for 11 earlier, didn't we?
And then also if it's Mirror Entity, the Hellfire doesn't kill the 2/4.
Sure. Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, she's not going for the Hellfire at all. It's interesting.
The Hellfire's not going to get
So
that
I'm
much
curious if
value,
her plan was... I guess she didn't want to get the Mistress Potion of Polymorphed because she wanted the healing.
though. True.
But do you care if it gets Potion of Polymorphed?
I don't think so. When you usually say, that's interesting, it usually means that play was bad. So,
Not many cards left for
Shifting
Ek0p
Scroll.
anymore. Nowhere near as many as there were earlier.
That card shifts.
Dude, look at this card. Can you get Ek0p Wonders into the 5 Pyros?
Oh man, but who are the Pyros gonna
What are
hit?
the actual statistical odds of that occurring? It's like 1 in 33 times. 1 in 33, 5 times. That's a big number. Like 33 times 33 is what, 1,089? Times 33 is like, I'm not even going there.
That's some quick maths, George.
You're just throwing numbers.
Are you saying you can't do that math? I had higher expectations.
Okay, you do it then.
It's already done.
There's no way I'm doing it.
The issue is we don't want to give you an edge because you're in my group. So
As
if
I'm
you can't do that.
a good Christian boy, it says, don't judge or you two will be judged, so don't judge me or else I'll judge you.
So does Ali just drop Azari here, despite the fact? Yeah, despite the fact that Doomsday is
Like,
down.
the body is irrelevant. Like,
created by the final seal.
now you don't even need to do anything, alright? Like, you can
Bam.
just hero power and then all of a sudden, Ek0p's gonna die. Because your hero power heals as well, so it negates.
No. Arcane Missiles is pretty good here.
Yeah, 3 damage to the face, I'll take that. Negate to hero power.
All Ali needs to do is deal with the threats that Ek0p puts down, hold on to that Twisting Nether until after Alma gets played, and she should be okay.
So Pyros, Simulacrum, then double Dragon.
Oh, that's pretty deadly.
Yeah, that is deadly. That is a deadly poison.
No.
No,
It's actually not a deadly
no,
poison.
it's
That's
not.
a rogue
Different card, actually.
Different
Different
Right.
class,
I'm sorry.
different archetype.
I'm class blind. Like, I can't differentiate between classes.
Class blind.
Because you're a good Christian boy.
Christian boy.
Oh, that's...
Well, Ek0p is now out of or Allie's now out of cards as well.
Yeah, but the hero power is just, like, infinitely better, right? Like, just look at it
Yes.
mathematically. Do some quick maths, like, you'll realize it's better. Like, 1's bigger than 3, and heal 3 is bigger than heal 0. Like, I like that kind of weighing up right there. I think that's a good evaluation, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd get an A at my end of high school grades for that.
I'd give you an A.
Would you?
I'm actually your teacher, so I'm gonna give you
You'd
an A.
always give me an A, though.
We can destroy the deck again,
Destroy the deck a second time. Yeah, it's just going to take another 5 turns.
just in case she Jade Idols.
Yeah, just destroy that thing that never existed.
Dead Man's Hand. Huh?
Yeah.
Haha.
Oh, sorry, wrong class.
It's
What
actually
if Shifting Scroll becomes Scroll of Wonders, and then it casts Dead Man's Hand?
it can't.
Yes, it can.
Oh, scrolling. Okay, yeah. That's
It
true.
casts just what, like 5 Dead Man's Hand in a row or something. I would just prefer 5 Pyros. I'm gonna do the maths on that in my head.
He said, as he picks up his phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the maths on that.
George C. I would be
That's,
impressed if you do this math.
Is that like
your
1 in
head right now.
39,135,393 or something like that?
I mean, that seems like a rough estimate. You're probably on the ball, though.
Yeah, I think that's like pretty close. Like, presuming there's 33 mage spells available.
Is that repeating? Is the decimal point repeating? Can you do it in your head real quick?
It's 39,135,000 and something. I can't remember.
George,
Oh, okay.
tell me pi.
So how many digits? 3.141592653589679323843383279588288419716993939371509.
Nah, he's making him up now. He's making him up.
No, someone go through the VOD and check them. They are right. They are right. Someone go through the VOD and check them. Someone go through the VOD and check them.
Chat, please. Chat.
There might be 1 digit wrong or something because I was saying them so quickly, but
George
those
C,
are pretty
would
close.
you risk ever speaking on stream again?
I already get muted anyway, so it's irrelevant.
All right, how does Ali deal with this Dragon Caller, the second Dragon Caller?
This is actually pretty painful. What's the fatigue count at? How much did Ek0p take? Ek0p took 3, so now he takes 4. So if she goes all phase,
She can just play the Void
then she's
Lord.
going to die.
You think she'll die even if she plays the Void?
No, I mean, if she just pings face and goes face, she'll die.
Yeah. so
The question is there any way of, like, trading her that's favorable?
You can put 2 Void Lords in. You then hero power one of the 5/5s.
Wait, how does the mathematics work? It's 3, no, it's 4, then 5, right? Which puts him to 11.
I must feed.
This is kind of awkward.
You gotta tell us how the maths work. You're the expert.
Yeah, you. Well,
George, you've demonstrated your quick maths pretty well during the stream. Don't let us down now.
the issue with this is Ali just misses 3 damage. So I would have liked to see if there was a.
There's
Deck
the
of
Scroll
Wonders.
of Wonders.
All right, let's go.
Oh my
Deck of
god!
Who's the best? I'm the best.
That could cast Dead Man's Hand. We should have been getting the second
didn't
seal going.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
We can get the second seal.
This is
going.
Wait, he can cast the what's it called? The dragons thing.
Oh, we can cast
They
anything.
could
It's not
cast
just mage
another
spells.
Scroll of Wonders.
And just go infinite and just bug the entire game out? Probabilistically speaking, that there is a chance of that happening.
I think the game calls for that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Don't forget,
I think it's
though,
written in the script.
it can get other spells though, like other class spells.
I would just play it.
one.
Maybe no, I wouldn't play it.
I would play it.
There's no reason to, because you've seen both twistings, right? And you've seen, I think, one Hellfire, presuming Ali runs 2.
Blizzard plus Cone of Cold does deal with 3 of these immediately, so a lot of this damage can start.
And you can push 5, yeah. But then Ek0p takes how much? 5?
Wow, we had a dream, and this chat was raging right now for this dream.
Ali's 2 off. Feels bad, man. Imagine Defile.
So disappointing.
Well, a Pistol Enforcer deals with some of these.
You can like Hellfire. No, you can like Hellfire, ping the big one, play the.
Wait,
I won't play the Tar Creeper,
Yeah,
right?
you win, right? Then you win. Unless this spell turns into like Pyro or something.
Is a Pistol Enforcer ping?
Here-
So she
here's
goes back
a-
up to 20, kills, removes off the board 20 power, and plays a 1/5, and all his opponent has is.
wait,
no,
George,
moves
can we talk about this real
18
quick?
power.
Here is more important to think about. This is more important to think about. If she had fit a hero power in last turn and made a safe enough play, she could go Abyssal Enforcer, hero power face, and win.
I mean, yeah, but she's going to win anyway if she sequences correctly, and Deck of Wonder doesn't meme her.
So many.
I mean, Deck of Wonders changes, but. So you just go.
What if it becomes another deck of wonders, though?
I don't think it can.
What are the odds of that happening?
Oh my god.
She's found your play anyway, George. There you go.
She
I mean,
found
this is
the
fine.
correct line.
Hellfire, ping, Tar Creeper.
What could it be?
And now the Deck of Wonders can't be cast. That's so sad.
Oh, that's actually
She's dead.
It's too slow.
irrelevant.
It's way
Wow.
too... Yeah. Good save. Good
Sounded
save,
so
Race.
exciting.
Nice 10-10, by the way.
Oh.
Nice Dragon Fury. Nice
Ali.
5 mana deal 0.
Ali going to take her second game in a row.
I
with the-
think this was all because Ek0p did not play Scroll of Wonders.
I think it's because of all the illogical decisions made along the way, it just culminated to this win.
Well, and the Warlock is the deck that Ek0p's not wanting to play. Like, the deck that he hasn't got much experience with. The deck that he did poorly
Oh,
with
I
earlier.
love Control Walk Mirrors.
I think if Ali had played
This is Q-Block.
the Rin into the Doomsayer, she would have won every time. By not playing it, it gave a potential out for Ek0p in that matchup, because we're presuming that Ali plays the matchup perfectly aside from that one misstep, and it gives Ek0p a chance. And there's also that Defile turn, which was well worked out, so I'll give her that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the Defile turn was well. At least she recognized probably where she probably told herself, oh wait, polymorphs in this deck.
Yeah.
I wanted to get value off of Rin's body, but I'm not going to be able to do that. Let me kill it off quickly. And then another point to come back to is the mulligan phase.
Yep.
Mulligan phases are so important, and keeping Gul'dan would have made it look not as close, I think.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
almost guaranteed win.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's why you make illogical decisions, because you win in the end.
With quick maths.
Quick maths, everyday man's on the block. Whatever.
Quick maths. Either way, Ali takes her second game in the series. And guys, you've all played a lot of Last Hero Standing in your time.
I played none of this.
What's
This is my
last year's
first
standing?
LHS tournament.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All right, Ray C and Dr. C.
What's LHS?
You two have played a lot of...
What's NA?
I've
You're
literally
killing
never
this
played
for me.
an
You're
LHS
killing this for me.
tournament.
Right. Is it easy to come back from this position for Ek0p?
Well, I mean, I don't think Cube Block is a deck that can sweep. Just because I'm not a huge fan of Cube Block, anyways.
And I think it's
Just
even
because
a
I
deck-
don't like it, it can't
But I
sweep.
mean, anything can happen, right? If he gets the Skull of Minari and he starts doing Doomguard things and Cube things and
Gets
he
that horrendous
solves
weapon.
the Rubik's Cube, like if Ek0p just sits down and really thinks hard on this Rubik's Cube,
It's a 4-dimensional cube that can't be perceived by humans, so it can't be solved. That's why it's bad.
That's deep.
That is deep.
This has been the most philosophical cast
It is.
I think that I've ever
would you
done.
have it any other way though?
Georgia at SeatStory.
Oh wait,
come
Ek0p's
on.
running Nemzi. It's over. Game's over.
Does he just win?
Nemsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can hear her talking as well. Stop it.
Let's have fun.
Production, stop it, please. Mute Nemsi.
No, I love Nemzi. Nemzi's awesome.
Here's the question. Typically, you'd be playing the Control Warlock Mirror without tapping ever
Yep.
and at all. Does that change since there are carnivorous cubes and it's also in these builds?
Well, it's interesting dynamic. I think it's like a game of chicken. Like if one person taps or plays draw, then I think the other person will be happy to draw. But I think in Ali's case, she has threats as well. Maybe that warrants her drawing quicker. She also has the Rin as well, which I don't know if Ek0p's running. But I think it depends, right? Like, yeah, it's difficult to evaluate.
So this
favored in
is
this
how I look
matchup.
at it. Okay, this is how I look at it. If one player's gonna tap, these players are both very good at the game. They both practice a lot. Even like Falcone was saying, Alliestrasza practiced
Jamming all those arena games.
practice with
I said it was Dungeon Run, damn it, George.
Dungeon Run. It's Tavern Brawl.
well, she practiced with Jackie a lot. I'm assuming that they practice the Warlock Mirror, and if she's tapping,
Yeah.
then that means that they feel confident that tapping to Rin is how you win the mirror match,
Right.
as opposed to going to fatigue.
I just hate tapping in this matchup.
But if your practice shows that it's more successful for you to tap and find the Rin, then I think it's fine.
Well, if you do find Rin, then all of your life taps, all they cost you is the health. The fatigue just doesn't matter at that
That's true.
Right.
Well-
Rin adds a new dynamic to the game.
Yeah.
Where you don't necessarily have to worry about tapping because you effectively put their deck to 0, so the fatigue count doesn't matter.
So if you have Rin and the opponent doesn't have Rin, tapping is somewhat irrelevant as long as you have time to play the cards after Rin, because
Yes.
the difference is made up by the Rin effect, and therefore the fatigue takes place and you probably win. So there's the Rin, and that's a win.
There's the Rin.
There's the Rin, and that's a win.
Yeah.
There's the Rin.
There's the
Oh, that's a
Sniper.
win.
No one said there's the Rin condition this time.
Oh,
There
please.
is the Rin condition.
All
Someone
right.
has to say it. Right?
There's a line and you've just crossed it.
Production.
Yeah, coin
That's,
that Doom
that's
Guard.
Subtle's fault. He told me about that one earlier. He
Why
told
wouldn't
me
you
I'd like it,
coin
so-
Doom Guard for pressure here and go face for 7?
Or you could play this and get a
Yeah.
Void Lord.
Or a Doom Guard.
Or a Doom
Or a Doom
Guard.
Guard.
If it,
Or a carnivorous demon.
Oh, that's actually super unfortunate.
that's
for Ek0p.
sad, yeah. Like I'm surprised he went for that because you don't want to sacrifice your Doom Guards like this.
No, I think it's fine. It's
There's no clear anyway.
A Ghoulman brings them back, right?
yeah.
All right, can we think about this real quick? If Alliestrasza decides to
Prepare
Hellfire this
yourself.
turn,
Quick
Ek0p
math.
has lethal.
Whoa.
Okay, good thing she didn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no world where she does it, but I
Well,
just thought it was
there
funny to
might
point out.
be a world.
We just don't live in it.
How do you know?
Because she didn't do it, George.
To be honest, do you actually mind going?
You just go for it.
Isn't it just good to cube and get them? Wait, was there any merit to going face with the Doom Guard, cubing it, and then Dark Pacting it and going face twice? Because then
There
you
wasn't
forced
the
her to
mana.
heal because
There
you have
wasn't-
Hellfire.
There wasn't any mana that turn.
Yeah.
He didn't have the mana to.
Oh,
Dark
I'm
Pact.
sorry. I thought they were on 6. My
Haha,
apologies.
NA maths.
Wow.
All right, Mister, does a silenced Void Lord come back with N'Zoth?
At least I could do maths.
You can do them quickly too.
Yeah. Quicker than you. Boo-hoo.
Oh my god. George, you are
George,
ridiculous.
can you do me a favor? Can you figure out the odds of playing this Doom Guard and discarding exactly Mortal Coil and Defile in your head right now?
It depends how the algorithm for the Doom Guard sequencing works. Is it at the same time or does it pick one before and one after? You can do both. I can either do the one where it pulls
that
one
sounds
by
like
one.
excuses, Falcon.
or both.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds
Yeah.
like excuses.
You do it then.
Well, I'm not as good at maths as you,
That's what
Mr.
I
EU
thought.
God.
That's what I thought. Be quiet.
All right, so we see Ek0p. He is able to kill the Carnivorous Cube, and he gets 2 Doom Guards out of it. He's able to attack Alliestrasza for 10 damage, putting her to 5, and now she
This is
is
game. She
with her
can't do
back
anything.
against the
Yeah.
wall.
I mean, I don't think it matters, right? Because, he still needs to win 2 more games Ek0p with this deck. And Ali should have at least one of her remaining 2 decks that can beat.
Do we know what Allie's other decks are?
We've seen the mage is an aggro mage with Pyroblast in it.
But no, with block, apparently. Toyda said it runs block as well.
Okay, what is
Yeah,
the
well,
Druid?
it's pretty likely with the
Yeah, yeah.
Pyroblast, right?
What is the Druid?
the Druid? What was the Druid? I don't believe we saw the Druid.
It's Force of Nature Savage or Druid.
That's unlikely.
I mean,
Alright.
still
I mean, it's
possible.
possible.
Well,
It's
we were
possible,
playing
yeah.
Standard.
Yetis last game.
Yeah, we were playing Yetis, back to 2014. The patch notes have reversed. Go and
The
update your...
patch notes ever first.
All right, well,
Update your
Ek0p is
Blizzard
going
app.
to take this game with
I'm
the Doom Guard.
I'm actually
with the
curious.
cube. He solved the Rubik's Cube.
He did solve the cube you said was unsolvable.
He solved
Well,
the cube.
But winning doesn't necessarily mean you solved it.
Okay,
The thing
all
is
right,
about
wow.
that matchup, you've got the kind of sheer control deck, and you've got the people are calling Cube Lock, Cube OTK Lock, and so in theory, the combo decks generally, if they can squeeze the damage out nice and early, they've got a good shot of winning. So I'm not too surprised that Ek0p took that
I
one.
don't think she even minds.
No,
She has 2 more opportunities maximum to win.
and this is
so
going to be the aggro mage by the looks of it.
This is an interesting one. I don't really know much about this specific
I
matchup.
think that Ek0p's specific build is better for the reason that Ek0p is running all of the heal,
Yeah, look at that
Even
armor
plated
in hand
beetle.
right now. Yeah,
and Dark Pact.
Does he
And
run
then-
Shield Slam with that 2-3? Shield slam face.
He actually runs the Whisker card.
All right.
Reckless Fury face?
No, the 2-mana 2/2 that gains armor for everything.
Whisker.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Dry Whisker Man,
All right.
healing armor.
So, Allie has the best turn 1 play possible. Mana Worm.
I'm pretty sure Pavling Book's the best.
E0p
turn
has the
possible.
best turn 5 play possible. Carnivorous Cube.
Is it the best turn 5 play
really-
possible? I like Razor on turn 5. What about
Yeah.
you?
I like Carnivorous Cube on turn 5.
Cube the cube.
Eating nothing.
Cube the cube and then destroy the cube and then summon 4 cubes and then just be like...
That's unsolvable. That's definitely unsolvable. Even with your maths, George.
No, George can solve it.
Yeah.
Is there any merit to coining out the plated beetle to contest? I feel like you might need
I'm
to.
not sure. Like, they have 4 2-drops, right? As far as I'm aware. The 3, the Apprentice and the Arcanologist. So, like, I don't know how high the odds of her having one on turn 2 is, but I don't think coining it out seems weak.
Tone would be pretty popular.
Like, you'd have to coil
You
it.
also have a heavy hand.
Yeah, you'd have to
Okay.
coil it as well.
I'm going to answer why you don't coin it.
Why?
Because you're playing against Tempo Mage. You saw Mana Worm on turn 1.
Yeah.
If you use the coin, you are
Counterspell, yeah.
very susceptible to counterspell now.
That's true.
That was such a good draw from Allie right now. It means that she can buff up the Mana Worm, ping the Beetle to get rid of it, and just go face with the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
But you play around the Glyph spell that gives your opponent a copy of the spell you played for 0.
But yeah,
and
that's
then
what I
they
was
could use the
saying
coin
before,
to
yeah.
coin the Gul'dan out on turn 9.
Yeah.
Didn't play around that though.
I actually don't think that Allie will do the trade with the
Think she'll
Beetle.
just go face?
I think she'll just go face, because if you trade with the Beetle, then Defile's clearing anyways, right? So
That's true.
Whoa. You could trade the 3-2, right?
Maybe that's better.
I think face has just got to be better though.
Yeah.
Like,
But this deck is all about going face at the end
yeah,
of the day.
you got to kill them, right? Like,
Wait,
okay.
what was the ping about?
I mean,
it just sets up.
like, but why would you ever
guess
get? What would
trade,
you?
I don't know.
What would necessitate the trade from the 2-3 into the 2-1? Like, what else? Like, nothing.
Wait, now Defile doesn't do anything.
Well, you trade into the 2/3. It does. Ray,
Oh, okay.
please don't make the North American region look bad at math.
George's face. Oh man.
That's not quick maths.
But this looks like a pretty.
It's like a pretty
decent
juicy
position,
4-mana 5/5.
It looks like a pretty decent position for E0p as well. Like, he's still in a relatively high life total, considering it's, Ali's going to be going into 5 mana next turn.
With Skull of Minari. It's
that-
about to summon
This is
Void
huge.
Daddy.
I'm
Yeah, this is gonna
pretty
be huge.
sure, like, this weapon, just, like,
The Carnivorous Cube can eat the Void Daddy.
and then summon through, effectively a 3/9 in stats, but split across more favorable bodies, considering Ali probably doesn't run Flame Strike.
Yeah, but then the cube dies, and then there's 2 more Void Lords, and Allie just never gets past that.
Yeah, I think this is game. I think E0p's actually got this. I think it's already just called right now.
Ali's got her cursor highlighted over the Void Lord. Feels bad, man.
Got to find out what that is as soon as possible.
I'd be jumping if it was ladder right now.
Is he gonna cube?
I would just cube it, right? Like,
I like it.
worst
Yeah.
case.
No. You Spirit Slinger Umbra, and then you keep.
Well, actually-
the Void Lord.
The
But you're
Kabbalah's
presuming it's
Tome
gonna
has
die,
been
right?
played, so it could be.
No, have we seen a minion played that's tested the secret yet? Because the secret could be the 6
Oh,
damage, right?
it's the
So you
6
could-
damage one. That's
So you could
insane.
cube it, and then you get
That's
2
And you
3/9s and 3
That's insane.
1/3s.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Oh.
Everyone, chant with me. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
No,
No.
no, you're
Come
not
on.
trading in? All
George
right.
C. Ray C. Come on.
No.
George is doing
Oh,
that.
George is doing math right now.
You get
Deep in thought.
60 effective stats if it's that.
Wow.
You should have seen him. He was like twirling his hands. It
Yeah.
looked like he was
He was a math magician.
Minion. All right.
he was conducting an orchestra.
Absolutely
This is insane.
insane.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's a 5 mana big boy, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good card for 5 mana. I told you the best turn 5 play is Carnivorous Cube.
Please leave me alone.
And the best turn 9 is Void Daddy.
So
Yes.
Ek0p
I'm
has
learning.
5 mana, and he has all that on the board. That blows my mind.
I would just be bottom writing. Maybe not. Maybe you can go face and win, but like
Maybe
you're
you can
taking
just
9
fireball,
to-
ping
Well,
face, and just hope
She's
it
not
gets
going
there.
face with her minion. We know that much.
I mean, you can play both the secrets trade. Hope E0p plays a weak minion, like a 2-1. I don't know if he runs it. He probably does.
What if he plays another cube?
Plays into the cube, yeah. Then I think that's jumping time, right? I mean, you just play the lackey to test the waters, right?
Oh my god.
No, I would not do that. Because I would play the Spirit Singer Umbra because it has more health.
Sure. But
So you
you
take
still
less
have the
damage?
Siphon to heal.
This dies to the secret. Maybe pulls out the second.
But you
Doom
pull a
Guard.
Doom Guard or a Void Daddy, right?
I think you pull out a Doom Guard.
And you give your opponent a 5-mana 2/2.
That's a great frozen clone for Ali, by the way.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. I would go face.
Is there a demon that wins
Okay.
you the game?
Just go face.
Could you pull out Mal'Ganis with stealth, permanent stealth?
Don't think so, George.
Unlucky.
No.
Don't think the cards work like that.
I would like to see all of these go face.
Yeah, same. There's literally no reason to trade. There is no combination of cards available to Ali right now, excluding if Ek0p, Ali had already played glyphs.
There
That
is over
makes
2
these
turns.
trades.
Over 2 turns there is.
Yeah, but you just go face. Like, how are you losing? Like, worst case, he plays a bunch of minions, then he hasn't frozen your board. Like,
Alright,
you
I
just
figured
trade
it
away.
out. Fireball, Frostbolt. Because the Sorcerer's Apprentice is alive. And then next turn, you have,
What were the trades?
I don't know, something else.
So you traded the 3/6. No, the 3/9.
This 3
sorry.
damage put us 17. The following turn, there is 13 damage on the board. Hellfire.
It would have been
one
exactly
off.
lethal. It would have been exactly lethal, right?
No, one off.
But yeah, but presuming maybe Ali wouldn't trade, and then it would be lethal. I'm just considering that. He would obviously always trade. No, Ali would obviously always trade.
Well, wouldn't it be 2 off of Valley trades? Because she should be at 17.
Yeah, and then it'd be what 6 + 5 + 1 + 3 is 16. So it'd be 1 off, not 2.
6
Right?
plus 5 plus 1 is
50.
Wow.
It's 15, right?
plus 3 is 15.
Yeah, it's
2
15.
off.
Alright. And the missiles do not go face. I think
So
that
it would
was
be
Allie's
2 off.
one
If there
out.
was like a... Not even spell damage would do it,
So
actually.
you just librarian, and then presuming you get nothing playable, you just siphon and hit him. Hit her in the dome.
I agree.
Hit her where it hurts most. Feels bad, man.
So what combination of cards can Ali draw to actually win the game? Because she's got 12 burst damage in hand. If she can just stall for a little bit longer.
I mean, Toyda said she runs an ice block, I
Right.
believe. I believe he said that. I'm not sure.
It would have to be Ice Block
into ice block.
into Lift,
It would be ice. It would be
Ice Block.
block.
Well, she
block,
runs Pyroblast.
Yeah,
doesn't she?
again,
block
we've
into
seen
block.
she runs Pyroblast. So
block into Pyro. What are the odds of that
it's
happening?
likely that she runs Ice Block if she's running Pyro.
It's 1 in 10, then 1 in 18, then 1 in 17.
Well, does she run 2 blocks or just 1? Because the other one had to be a glyph into block.
That's like 1 in a big number.
That's my kind of math.
Yeah. I can't do quick maths on that one. It's like 1 in 3,000 or something.
You calculated the deck of wonders math, but you can't calculate the cards that are in her deck.
Let me use my
Brain.
How many decimals?
Your brain.
Your brain in your hand with buttons on it. And,
Shh.
okay.
Shh.
Exposed.
Well, that's just lethal anyway.
Yeah. Both Void Lords are going to go face. Hellfire's going to get played.
But like
Well,
I
we
said,
could play a Carnivorous Cube.
Yeah, well, they didn't. So
there'll be a theoretical possibility that he could still lose at that point, so I wouldn't take that risk.
So Ek0p takes his second game of the series. Is this going to be a reverse sweep, guys? What do you think?
Well,
Maybe. But you got to remember the chances. He's already played. Ali's already lost 2 games. It's like, probably mathematically speaking, she shouldn't lose this third one. But this is another best of 1. It's not like another best of 3. So
Well, it's like last year a standing. Like
Yeah.
she plays the first deck, the one that's supposedly more favored against the deck that she's up against before. And now she has to play. the less
That doesn't
favored.
necessarily.
no, she could be scouting
true,
for information.
But that's
because
true.
She
I guess
could be
in-
scouting for information
yeah.
on top of sometimes players just cue the unfavored deck because they say, hey, if this wins, then I don't have to
Oh,
play my favorite
my
match.
mistake. We did see this druid earlier. I
This
apologize.
looks like a. Have you ever seen a Dragon Druid before?
It's just big druid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dragon
that's Dragon
Druid.
Druid.
It's
the
just
Dragon
big druid.
Druid.
Dragon Druid. Look at this Dragon Druid.
Yeah,
It's just big druid. Like you
Oh.
run all of these cards in big druid, right?
Dragon
Yeah.
Druid.
I've seen Dragon Druid in like casual on an on
No.
NA. Like,
This is a thing. Asmodai got rank 1 legend with it.
I know, but it was still an NA meme.
Oh, it's just the same cards as big druid, but you're on the dragon caller because it's someone's
What's Big Druid?
drakes or easy pick.
What's easy?
Playing this deck.
It's a British
apparently.
clothing
I don't
brand.
know.
Playing this.
It's a British clothing brand. Easy.
And hey, Ali's done a pretty good job with it so
these
far.
are easy. These trousers of mine.
Hopefully, we'll get a good look at those.
I would
a little bit
love-
later again.
Well, I can't
that's
say
that's
that
an
on stream.
inappropriate joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we got wild growth. We got nourish.
I'd say this is a reasonable hand. Yeah.
A reasonable hand.
This hand from Allie is game winning.
George C., I would say this hand is bonkers.
I would say it's fairly reasonable.
I would say it's bananas.
Ek0p's hand improves dramatically if he picks up Lackey or if he picks up Skull of Minari.
Yeah. But this matchup's like, it's got to be Druid favored. And look at Ali's hand right now, like, yeah.
Quite
I will say,
nourish,
however,
nourish.
if Skull Minari does come out, how does Allie deal with the Doom Guards?
Yeah.
That's going to be an issue. You just don't deal with
Just
them.
plays some big boys and trades.
That's her job to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Lackey. All right, so Ek0p actually...
I guess we'll just watch and see if she finds it out.
Just look at this hand, it just looks so messy.
Well,
Like,
if
the mana costs and everything. Just
Okay,
looks
okay.
Is that because it's
Wait.
got cubes in it?
hold on. If Allie cannot answer the Spirit Slinger Umbra,
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
this is going to be insane. The Lackey is going to pull 2 Void Lords or a Void Lord and a
Oh,
Doom
man.
Guard.
That's
Oh,
nuts.
please.
So you play Umbra now. What?
No. Yeah, but it's such a risk, though. Like, that's the win condition. You can't just
Why
say,
is it a risk?
oh, I know Ali has no way of clearing it. I'm going to throw down Umbra.
Why is it a risk?
Because if Ali clears it, then he loses one of his win conditions.
Let me propose this to you. It's a bad matchup. It's turn 7. You potentially negate them innovating out an 8-drop. What is better, playing a 4-mana 3/4 with an insane upside in a bad matchup, or not?
No, sure.
I learned how to be quiet, Falcone. You have to learn as well.
Oh my god!
Just saying, it's easy for us to say when we can see both hands.
Well, no, it's also the fact that
I feel so bad for you, Falcone, right now. George is just tearing into you for no reason.
it's also the fact that do you actually need the Umbra? Like, do you legitimately need the Umbra?
There's a lot of armor gain.
Because
Alex,
how
that
does
we've
Big
seen...
Druid? How does Big Druid deal with 2 Doom Guards?
Well, that's true. I guess just bigger minions. Like, if she can develop the minions first, then they can just trade
But
instantly.
Ek0p would have 2 cubes.
Yeah, no, that's the problem.
It's just a poultry task.
Oh, okay. That's too far.
It's a poetry.
Your
That's good.
elaborate 45-minute meme on racks of money and quick mathematical skills, and I make one joke.
Mathematical intuition.
Mathematical intuition.
Yeah,
and
that's
I make
it.
one joke about what Doomguard says, and it's enough.
Yeah.
I agree.
You
I
two-
agree.
Okay, so I think Ek0p here, he needs to take the risk and like siphon that 12-tab and pray that Ali doesn't have any
man.
big boy dragons. But you
So
should trade the
bad.
2/2 first. Maybe pull out Doomguard, kill the 2/4, and then siphon. Pray there's no dragons, and the hand's just, I don't know.
There's a lot of praying
well,
going
well,
on.
actually,
There
a
is.
cool thing that Ek0p can do is pull out Void Daddy, cube it,
Yeah, and then
Dark Pact it,
He gets 3
and then
cards.
they never get through, and wait till you find Twisting Nether.
That's a good line. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Jace actually.
I actually think.
But you trade first.
I actually
You
think the
trade first every
Control
time.
Warlock
Oops.
Ooh,
might be
if-
favored.
That's not the one
That's
that...
a big statement.
The reason I say that is, especially in these decks where you're running cube, you have so much stall
The
that
only-
it's insane.
The only comparable statement to that is like saying NA is better than EU.
I mean, but that's
it's like quite an
mathematically
extreme
true.
statement.
Your quick maths would tell you that that was true.
Maybe
So-
it would, but what if I don't do the maths? Then I can never know. Then it's down to
That
my
is also
subjectivity.
true.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give Dr. J
Wait, no, please.
some backup here. Oh wow.
Does it matter though?
Well,
I guess not, right? But like maybe it does.
it's sort of tricky to know how Ek0p wins the game from this position. Like, this is a lot of stalling.
No, he just gets twisting an 8, and then bad things happen to Ali.
Well, the
Yes.
one reason Ek0p might be holding on to the Dark Pact is because the 1/3s need to be cleared up first to make sure the 3/9s summon the other 1/3s.
that's a good point. Yeah,
See, I have good points.
you do have good points. We also have very, very bad points.
Those are memes.
All right, that's the easy way out. If you always say something dodgy or just wrong, just say it's a meme, and then everything just calms down.
So, like, your interaction with Void Lord was a meme?
yeah, exactly.
That was a good meme. Good
It was a
meme.
good one,
It
dude.
was.
That's better than most NA memes.
So George, from before, Jace actually thought that the Warlock might be favorable against a typical big Druid deck, just because of the ability to clear every single minion. And I actually tested that a bit, and obviously I found that it was slightly Druid favored, but it wasn't as much as I thought it was.
Yeah, I think it depends on the skill of a player, right? Like if they both play,
Well,
At the
one of
same
the
level?
issues with that is Warlock has the option to leave a Dragon Hatcher or your Sarge on the board and not answer it, and force the other minions out of the deck.
Yeah.
That the Druid player cannot actually kill off on itself.
but we're assuming a lot of things. We're assuming we get this cube to summon big taunts to like stall and stuff like that, and it might be a bit of a stretch. I think your cards need to align up pretty well, but if they do and you play it right and you win, fair play.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
This cube was way better than a spreading plague.
The funny thing about
Yeah.
This cube is a 5 mana
the funny thing about
4/6.
this is Ek0p can trade and then Carnivorous Cube another Void Lord.
It's just a dumb deck. Like just oh god. Oh.
Oh man. So here, do you actually want to leave the Dragon Hatcher on the board just for the sake of...
Yeah, you start with Coil, right?
If you actually find Twisting Nether, the Dragon Lord pulling out
Wait,
Dragon...
That's
or the
actually a
Dragon
good
Catcher.
thing, yeah.
To be honest, I
Dragon-
might have left the Dragon Hatcher on the board
Yeah,
for
Dragon
that
Hatcher.
very
Yeah.
reason.
Can you cube the cube and then Dark Packs the other
No,
cube?
you don't want to do that.
And
No,
then
you
summon
only
4,
get-
3, 9.
you
No,
only
you don't
get
want to do that
cubes
because you
from
just
the-
get cubes
yeah.
back.
You don't
The
actually
cubes
get
don't
more
have a
Void
battle cry to recognize the death. It's like Moat Lurker.
Ah, I see.
So you'd get 2 more cubes. You wouldn't get.
That's why I'm inexperienced in the art of this deck.
right.
But I still know it sucks, so.
Oh my god.
My subjective brain just tells me it's bad. And everyone
George.
else tells me it's bad, so.
I wanna cast your games tomorrow
And
where
watch
you
me lose.
get destroyed
We'll make it happen,
by
actually.
Cube Lock.
We'll make it
Can we
happen.
please do that? You owe me this one, Falcone.
Wait, are you on the A stream, George?
No.
Oh,
we're on
and
the
it has
B
to be after you qualify.
And I'll make sure I won't, so I don't have to go through that.
That's
campaign.
why you're not going to qualify.
Oh no,
Okay.
I gave away my strategy.
Good meme, good meme.
Oh no.
Sunfuck.
Georgie, at least win the first game so we see each other.
Alright. See each
Then you
other.
can do your strategy. Then you can
Deconnect myself, like Romano style.
Romano,
Oh, my
Romano strat.
Throwing it back to the old days. Oh god.
Mitsu feels bad, man.
I know.
But fatigue could legitimately be a thing here. Like,
Yeah.
I agree.
these taunts are a pain. Like, we're not talking just like an irritant. Like, these are a pain. These are more than irritants. This is like a plague. Haha.
Like a spreading play.
Haha.
No.
Is it continuing?
Spreading
Is it
plague.
still spreading though? Because spreading implies that it progressively spreads, right?
Now, here's one of the things where I would have liked to see maybe the cube come out last turn on one of the Void instead of the Siphon Soul play, for the reason that now you don't have access to that Void Lord again.
Could you have like dark packed the first cube and then like cubed the 3/9 and then got the taunts to contest the dudes and then got another 2 3/9s? Maybe that was better because the 1/3s are effectively a 3/9.
The 1/3s tank so much
Yeah,
damage.
exactly. But it's like the 3/9 minus the death rattle but spread across more favorable
Yeah.
bodies. For this matchup, anyway.
Probably not going to.
But this could be reasonably close. Like this 12-7, it kind of looks intimidating from Ek0p's point of view, but it only pulls a 4/8, and a 4/8 isn't too difficult to deal with. Like, sure,
No.
Ali still has Lich King, and like Malfurion is nothing to scoff at as well.
If Ek0p holds onto the weapon and plays it next turn, then on turn 10 he's got the full combo. He's got Umbra into.
A good question to ask is, does Ali play Medivh?
I don't believe we saw Medivh earlier on.
Because that changed the maths on how many cards you can clear. Because then Spreading Plague effectively becomes 6 drops.
How much damage can Ali push?
Oh, and Earthen Scales become 1 drops as well.
Nothing yet.
Nervates become 0 drops.
Does that need to
Very
drop the
true.
Lich King? It's playing into Twisting Nether.
The
a
question
lot,
is,
so-
does she need to? Like, you could.
Yeah.
These 2 big boys need to be cleared, right? Like, you could just play Malfurion, develop it now where you kind of have time.
Stick
Develop the
taunts up,
taunts to
yeah.
potentially play around Doom Gods
Yeah, I
in
like
the
that.
future, and then kill 3 taunts.
And then if there's a Twisting Nether, who cares? The Dragon Lord goes off, gets you the Drake, you play Lich King.
And you have 39 power on board still as well.
I don't
Like,
know. In situations like this, when I was practicing, if you go with the Malfurion line against the Cube Block, there's actually a chance that you don't put on enough pressure,
Yeah.
and that because they can just develop more taunts.
sure, but now you just play directly into twisting, and the way Ek0p's been playing this, it kind of suggests twisting potentially.
Well, there's still the Primordial Drake in hand.
Sure, but you get a 4/8, and like,
Yeah.
what's a 4/8 compared to an 8 that gives you cards?
I will say, though, that Ali does have a 4-mana Pyroblast in her hand.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Ek0p's just setting up for the full combo. They're the one I was describing a moment ago. So Doomguard gets pulled out at the start of the turn. Umbra comes down. The cube eats it up. That's 2 Doomguards. Dark Pact then gets rid of the cube. That's 2 more Doomguards. That's 20 damage that Ek0p was pulling out of nothing next turn. Oh, and the additional 5 that... was
20
first on the board.
damage?
25
Blizzard,
damage.
please. no.
20 damage, but I would like to point out that Alliestrasza is at 45 health.
And has taunts up.
You can read a screen, wow.
You can look at your phone, wow.
Oh!
Some people are listening to this as like background.
Some people are
while they're,
listening to this
like,
on the
work and
podcast.
Stuff.
Trust me.
I know I do
Some
that
people
a
will
lot.
have us muted.
Some people
and they
don't
won't
have
know we
eyes.
just said that. Because we're muted. That's a bit of philosophy for
blew
you,
my
though.
mind.
It did it.
Man.
Just bent space time right there.
Yeah?
Anyway.
Wait, what? What's up with the trade?
Well, there's a defile
He's done
play.
some quick maths and said defiles a card. But hold the phone.
Wait,
Alliestrasza draw Alliestrasza.
she's just dead. Ek0p's just dead.
Yeah, well, that's just lethal with the double death coil.
Ek0p has to see this, right?
Uh,
or Allie has to
Alliestrasza,
see this,
yeah.
right? Ek0p's just dead.
Nah, I wouldn't see it
Yeah.
on purpose just to maximize VM.
Well, she's gone face.
Yeah, she's
There it is.
She
All
picked up the
right.
first one.
She was just doing the maths, I think, before attacking.
Yeah,
If
she
I was her
yeah.
there, I probably would have attacked first. It would have made it
Very
easier.
impressive.
This is Allie's first time competing on a huge stream like this, so she wanted to take that nice and slow, double check she had the damage before something went wrong, but there you go, she gets the win.
Yeah,
And
that was a good series.